Hello and welcome to Elseworlds DC podcast. My name is Jordan, and with me, as always, is Chris. How are you today, Chris?
I am doing well. We're talking comic book stuff. Life is good. And I gotta be honest with you. I'm at the point of the week where it's like, is it Sunday yet? It's it's not a Ravens podcast, but I'm gonna put out a Go Ravens there anyway. And yeah, I got my final paper due Friday and the championship game Sunday. So that's where I'm at. Stress of things to come.
Well, good news. By the time this podcast drops, because I'll drop the next one, I'll drop the first part probably Wednesday night. I'll drop this one Saturday. So it'll be really close to Sunday by the time we drop this episode. So
Let's go.
that'll be nice for you. Earlier this week, we did my Arrowverse update through Legends Season 7, and now to stick with some of the Arrowverse and also to stick with our villains month here, we are going to have a tier list ranking of the Arrowverse villains. So the way this will work, it's a consensus, so we can't overrule each other. We will have to come to some sort of understanding. And let me pull it up here.
The mighty tier list.
All right, so there's the tier list, and then if I scroll down, it will have all the villains that we're going to be discussing. Do we want to change the name of the tiers here, or maybe F is like never want to see again? Like what do we want to rank these as?
All right. So I'm pretty sure the S tier is where Thawne is going to go.
Yes.
Um,
What do we want to call this?
let's go God tier.
Okay. And again, we're not going to rank them by like power. Just let everybody know, because I know some people will think God tier means power, but we're ranking them just like how we like them and how good they are in the shows, and we're not going to just be like, well, they're
Right.
the most powerful. Okay.
Like he would win in a fight. Reverse Flash or Gorilla
Yes,
Grodd.
yes, I want to
Like
see that fight though. But how
that would be
about
fun.
A tier? What are we going to call this?
Let's go with Absolute Edition. Why not?
Oh, okay. And then do we do deluxe edition?
Yeah, sure. Deluxe. Hardcover deluxe.
Down here is trade paperback.
Sure.
D tier is single issues. And
It's gotta be floppy. You gotta
F
call it
is
floppy.
F is canceled.
I like it.
All right. So we have our tiers named after the DC comic, whatever they call these things, right? Absolute editions, deluxe, trade paperback, single issues, canceled. God tier is just the best. Is there another way we can call that? Is anything above absolute or no?
So Absolute's like the premium
That's what I
content. I
thought.
guess
Yeah.
you could go omnibus if you wanted to be like you could go like
Ooh.
heavy ass omnibus.
Yeah. Just to have a common theme.
Yeah, there you go. I like it.
All right. But so Omnibus is the top, absolute, deluxe, trade paperback, single issues, canceled. So that's how we're gonna rank them. Again, I really recommend, if you're listening to this, you might want to watch it instead, because it might get confusing with the way we're saying some of this stuff. But yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So who do we want to start with? Do we want to go right for Thawne because it's easy, or we want to kind of save him for later, or like do we
Well,
want to knock out the easy ones?
I feel like we know where we're putting him, so we can save him for later and maybe see if maybe he ends up in the absolute. But I have a hard time imagining he does.
For who?
Thawne, I would think
Oh
he
no,
goes in the
he's
omnibus.
omnibus, right? Let's go
Yeah,
ahead
but
and put Thawne.
I was like, we could play around with the idea, but
And I think we can just kind of talk about why we want to put him there. I think we both agree that he is the best villain in the Arrowverse, right? Would you say that?
you had the long play with season one. Yes, absolutely. The long play with season one, and then every time he was on the screen, The Flash was a better TV show. It's that simple. The Flash was more interesting when his Tom Cavanaugh's version specifically was on the screen.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that is what is so special about season one. I think
Yep.
when we look at the Flash, it is Thawne and the twist, right? Like which doesn't really have to be a twist. There's hints that he's not, um, that he's not really Wells, right?
Right.
But it works so well. Every time I was watching season one and he's on the screen, I'm transfixed, right? And he is usually as after the Flash logo pops up, right? Like it's like,
Yeah.
oh, what is Harrison Wells doing right now? And it was something, creepy or something like that as you're trying to figure out what it is, and then you find out it is his biggest villain, of all time, and
Absolutely.
it's just chills thinking about it right now. I love Reverse Flash in the comics too, but I think part of the reason why I like him so much is because of this interpretation of him.
This show changed everything for Reverse Flash, but you have to remember this is the show that got me into the Flash in general. Like I wasn't a huge Flash guy. This show got me into Flash comic books. And that has a lot to do with Tom Cavanaugh's Reverse Flash. And I think, I started up with Rebirth and then went to Flashpoint and then the New 52 and Rebirth and uh it all started because of this villain. I don't get me wrong, Barry Allen, unbelievable character, but in terms of story propellers, you don't get better than Eobard Thawne. He's just a hateful little dude that
Well,
just unbelievable.
what's great about it too is like I feel like a lot of times shows wouldn't start season one with like the greatest villain.
Well,
This
that's
is
why
like
yeah.
this is why it's so the first season's so good too, right? Is that it is like I couldn't believe it. Now, like I was kind of spoiled that he is the main villain of the first season, but it's like I'm like, man, they did not hold anything back that first year. And I think another show would be like, we're not gonna do him until season two or three. But like they put it all out there, and I really enjoy that.
Well, you can kind of tell that they went through too much too early in the later seasons.
Yeah, well,
Let's be honest on that one. But
actually, I disagree with that a bit because I do think they could have brought back more of the rogues when I like where
the way
Captain
they did
Boomerang.
Captain
Captain Boomerang appears in the crossover of Flash and Arrow on Arrow's episode and is like never seen again. Like
uh, Yeah, so Captain
weird.
Cold should have been a bigger Flash character and less of a Legends character. I don't understand that direction, especially because the Legends work without Stark. They worked every season but one with him. So I like Start on Legends, don't get me wrong, but Captain Cold is the quintessential Flash villain. He's really the biggest Flash villain outside of Reverse Flash. I think they wasted him a bit.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the list here.
Okay.
Do we want to go to stick with Flash or characters, or do we want to go with one of
Uh,
these other characters?
Anybody else that just immediately strikes you as God tier?
Um, I'm sure there will be some that we put in God tier still, but like,
I think Slade has an argument.
okay,
Slade Wilson has an argument. Deathstroke definitely has an argument for being God tier, if not definitely absolute edition. Omnibus edition or absolute. Uh, the beginning of Arrow was fantastic. Season two, though, was the best season of that show.
mm-hmm.
And when he took over as the villain in season two, and you have that long introduction on Lian Yu with him, yeah, I think he would be my next villain up. He would be my 1A to Thawne. I don't know about you, it's a consensus thing, but if
Yeah,
we put him there, I would not hate it.
I can put him there, I guess, but for me, he wasn't as I wasn't big on Slade.
No, let's put him in Absolute
Put him
Edition.
in absolute.
But yeah, because it's a consensus thing. So if you don't have him as like, oh, obviously, yeah, we're not putting him. You've got to be obvious to go into the omnibus tier. I wouldn't be shocked if Thawne's there alone. He might not be. I'm just to me, he's the clear cut.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, it's like it's also been a while now since I've watched Arrow. We're approaching a year since I first started watching these. Surprisingly, Valentine's Day is when I started watching these last year.
Well, it's a lot
And
fresher in your mind. It's
huh?
a lot fresher in your mind.
I was trying to finish it within a year too. I don't think I'm gonna reach it. But it was for him. I I think part of the reason I can't put him in Omnibus is because he doesn't last super like I feel like the threat of Thawne all the time is really interesting. Um, while Deathstroke will he even helps them at times, right? Like
So you're
later.
saying you have to be an ever-present threat that is always an element of the show.
I think if I'm going Omnibus, I feel like I'd have to.
Is there another character that does that though?
Yeah, so I might have to lower my. But
I
I
mean,
don't know.
it's a genuine question.
I don't know. I mean,
Let's hold off on
you know
Slade
who
though.
I would put. You know who I would put in Omnibus instead of Slade. I would put uh what's his name, Merlin.
Marlon, yeah, he's more of a season one villain, I guess.
But he's in it for a lot, right? They keep bringing him back, right?
Yeah,
In Arrow, like he's
yeah.
constantly
He
coming
was
back.
the
So
big bad of season one, but you know what? He is Oliver's closest thing. Oliver's going to get to Reverse Flash.
yeah,
He's his most personal enemy.
yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking for maybe Omnibus. Like
Yeah.
I would probably put somebody like Lex up there, but I don't know if we can put Lex up there
Well, we can't put
because he's
Superman
only
and
in
Lois
one
as
season.
Lex.
I know he's down here. We're
I don't
not
know.
gonna do
Yeah.
it. But I
No,
mean this Lex, Supergirl Lex.
John Cryer. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know that I could put John Cryer, Lex Luthor in
yeah, he's probably not in
the
it enough.
omnibus level. Ah, God, this is actually harder than I thought it was going to be, which
Well,
is fun.
let's pick one that is maybe like an easy one. One that we don't like that we can maybe put low. Um, we can ignore Superman and Lois ones because it's
Right.
not the same universe. We're not going to do that.
We're going to have some integrity here. Red Death would be pretty low for me.
And I haven't seen it yet. So should
Okay.
I just put it canceled then, or are you like single issue? I'll defer to you
We
since I'm
could, all
not
right,
there yet.
we could single issue it. To me, there were some cool moments for it, but you think, it was evil version of Ryan Wilder, basically.
Mm,
And they gave her a bunch of Batman lines, but it was like forced, cheesy, over the top. And I thought they just blew an opportunity that fans were asking for. They were asking for it, and I think a lot of fans got excited about it. I didn't vibe with it.
All right, let's go. How about Damien Dark?
All right, completely different villain on two completely different shows.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think I can put him in deluxe edition, but I feel like trade paperback is fair.
I can do that.
I feel like his peaks and legends are deluxe edition. His arrow villain is trade paperback.
Yeah,
Averages out to trade paperback.
I'd probably agree with that. If you wanted to, I could have moved him up to deluxe, but just for his legend stuff. But
But see, the thing is, his
yeah,
arrow is so different and it's so
yeah,
bad.
yep,
Like
yep.
I almost stopped watching Arrow because of him.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
It's a problem. But his legends, he fits the show so perfectly. It's weird that that's the truth, but it is. Let's see. Oh God, where do you want to put Godspeed?
Mm.
Because I liked Godspeed in the Flash.
I think the highest I could go with him is trade paperback.
I agree. They didn't do enough with him, but I really
I
liked.
think sometimes they did too much with him, where like he appeared a few times, but then like didn't live up to the
Yeah,
thing. You know, because he's
was
in like season 6 at the opening of season 6, right?
and
And
he's in,
then
yeah, he was in season 5 at one, and then it's like, oh,
yeah,
this ongoing threat that's gonna come back at some random time,
and when he came back, it was
right?
fine. It wasn't like
I like
amazing.
Godspeed's design. I thought it was one of the best designs we've
Yeah,
got
no, it
in
looks
the.
good.
Yeah, and I honestly the Rebirth comics with Godspeed, love it. I it's a
Does this
character
not
I wanted
have
more out of.
Does this not have Grodd on here?
No, get out of here. Doesn't have Grodd.
I can add Grodd if it doesn't
Add
have to.
Grodd right this instant because every season with the Flash he had a Grodd episode, and a lot of times it was a
Not
King
all of them
Shark
though, right?
episode. Well,
The
let's
first
see. You
few
had the
did. The first
season
like
one,
main 5 episodes
yeah,
had
the
it.
top 5 did, and then season 6 or 7 had one.
I think the last one was the King Shark one with him, right?
No, because they had one where uh, he had to go into Grodd's mind and give him the Speed Force to get out of there.
Oh, that's right. That's the last one I think I've seen him in.
Right. Yeah. And that. So it's not every season, but it's a lot of Grodd.
All right, let's go. Okay, so I got Grodd in here now. Where are we putting
Okay. That.
Grodd?
I think you got to put him deluxe.
I feel like I would go absolute.
That's fine with me. I was trying not to overdo it. Grodd episodes are fun. Can we just say we like it? I don't know if it's correct. I know that it's fun.
I mean, I would almost be able to say he could be Omnibus if he had appeared more often, because he is like again another threat that's
If
kind of
yeah,
consistent.
if he
He
didn't
is
cost so much, he would have appeared a lot more often.
right, and it's
He's the most underrated Flash villain. Actually, I would argue that he's the most underrated DC villain.
yeah, I could see that. So, yeah, we're both big Grodd fans. I will also I would also maybe put him in Omnibus just for the line of "Make America Grodd Again," but we're gonna keep him in Absolute.
Any, to be honest with you, that makes me like him less because anything that even makes me think of that orange piece of crap just ruins everything for me. Sorry to get political here, but I feel like most of our listeners are skewing that way anyway, because I'm sure I would have ticked them off at some point.
I
So
I just think it's
it is
such
a
a
good
good
line. It
line.
is a good line. And that episode with
And the
young
fact he's like
Barack
hunting
Obama,
down
yeah,
Barack Obama is just
yeah,
wild.
it is wild.
But no,
Grodd is definitely a birther.
I also really like the line when the guy is about to get like killed. He's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Not God, Grodd." I'm like, "Oh man, that's like in season
Yeah,
1. It's so good." Um, man, that again, we're talking about like peak Flash there, man.
yeah,
That was the time,
absolutely.
man. That was the time. Um,
I wish I could go back to when I was obsessed with the early seasons of The Flash. Like I was
yeah.
binge watching them on Netflix, going, "Give me the next one, give me the next one."
All right. So we added Grodd into here just because we didn't have enough villains, I guess. Um,
But some of these, I almost don't even consider villains.
yeah, some of these we won't probably put
Like
up, to be honest. I just like
Lillian Luthor, or I'm Lena Luthor. I mean, I'm not putting Lena Luthor as a villain.
really. She is an antagonist for quite a bit.
I guess. But it's kind of hard to be an antagonist when you're the best friend of the character that is the lead of the show.
But she was the best friend of the civilian version of the lead.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm saying? Like
guess.
it's like kind of like what I would kind of put it to is the Harry Osborn, right? 'Cause Harry is
She
friends with
is that.
Peter,
Yep.
but hates Spider-Man, right? It's kind of very similar. I
All
feel
right, we might have to go back to Lita. What about Savitar?
Savitar. Oh, I would go as high as absolute. I think.
I will go absolute with Savitar. So first off, his suit is the coolest thing in the Arrowverse. His suit's the coolest thing in the Arrowverse.
What's
It's
funny
so
is
cool.
I think the Flash villains are probably going to be in the top half compared to some of the other shows, but
Well, I think we skew towards the Flash.
he also has a better rogues gallery too.
He does. So
It is just
Arrow's
true.
Rogues Gallery outside of the Arrowverse, do we even know most of them? Oh,
Okay, what about the aliens from the crossover? What were they called again?
oh God, the Dominators.
Yes, yeah. Where do we put them at? Because
Uh,
they've been the villain quite a few times.
I can't go higher than trade paperback.
I can agree with that. Yeah, we'll put them there.
Like they were the only thing that could get them higher is the Ray Palmer episode on Legends
Mm-hmm.
with the musical
The ET
and the
one.
baby. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the only thing that could get it higher. But everything else, very trade paperback. You'll wait for it. You know what I mean? You'll wait for it to
Yeah.
come out on trade. It's a very apt name.
All right. How about you pick one? Who are we looking for here?
Let's go Diaz. What do you think about Diaz? Ricardo Diaz.
Where is he on it? Right here.
Is
Okay.
right, yeah.
I would put this canceled or single issues.
There were parts of him I really liked. I would go trade, so let's put him in single issue.
Okay. His whole storyline was just so repetitive.
So it was up and down. The peaks of it to me were really,
Yeah.
really good. It got to the point where it was too much ham.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's really good on other shows. He's on 12 Monkeys. He's a
He's a
great
good
character
actor.
on there. His character in this is not great. And his acting's fine. It's the character is just not good for me.
All right.
All right, let's go. How about this? Random Cicada 1.
I'm gonna go single issue.
Damn,
I
I
thought
can
that
put him there.
trade paperback I could do. I liked the season more than I liked the villain.
I'll put him in trade paperback because if we have Dominators up there, I can't put Cicada 1.
That is fair. that is fair.
And we can adjust these as we go too. If
True.
we
We
realize
can
like, oh, we
can
gotta bump
veto
those
some things.
down.
Yeah.
All right.
We can veto ourselves.
Let's just do Cicada 2 as well. Then I would put them maybe single issue, right?
Yeah, single issue.
Yeah.
It was an interesting twist, but it didn't really work.
Okay. Let's go with the what was this one called again? This was Julian's character, right?
Yeah, it was the Alchemist.
Yes, the Alchemist. Where are we putting the Alchemist and I guess Julian?
We could put that in canceled.
Okay.
I mean, we could put it in single issues, but it just was completely outdone by Savitar.
I'll put it in single issues just because I feel like I did enjoy that, but
if you take if you take that part out of season 3, would you like it any less?
I like the character himself, so I feel like I would. I missed him in other seasons.
Okay, if you want to put him in trade paperback, you can put him.
No, I can do single issue. I'm not gonna press it. I'm not like a fanboy. It's just like I feel like right now I really wonder who we're gonna put the first one in canceled here because
I'm looking for the canceled. Let's see. The Fates. I wasn't huge on the Fates.
Yeah, are they all separate on here?
I think they are.
I saw
one.
Yeah, I saw one of them too over here.
Yeah,
The time one,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
How about Despero?
Despero, that was a cool crossover. He looked pretty cool, to be honest with you. See, what I'm having a problem is a lot of them fit in between trade paperback and single issue.
Here's the
And
thing. I'm going to put Dominators back down here.
I
Okay.
agree. I agree.
And I think that frees up trade paperback a little bit
It
more to be a little
does.
bit more exclusive.
Because the Dominators were very involved, but let's be honest, they weren't the most creative thing they've done.
So then let's put. Does that help us with putting
Yeah, Despero,
Despero
trade paperback. Yeah,
trade paperback? I can
yeah,
agree to that. Yes.
that's a reasonable thing. How about Zoom?
Zoom. I feel like Zoom for me would be like absolute.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, you could almost make it an omnibus thing for him.
If you want to, I can go omnibus. I just didn't want to say that without
I don't know.
like.
So the problem is the problem isn't that I don't have him in omnibus. The problem is that you put out the standard that he has to be an ever present,
They
always
don't have to
involved.
be. That's just what my thought was on
Right.
it. I mean, we can adjust this as we go. If you think
Leave him at absolute, but we'll have a
we'll
conversation at
revisit.
the end. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we gotta go a little bit faster with some of these.
Yeah, you can't be here all night. It's like 3 hours later. It's like, where are we gonna put?
Honestly, sounds fun.
Okay, let's go with. Uh, let's try to get a Supergirl villain up here. What about
What about
Sam?
Rain?
Rain right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
See, I really liked Rain.
Okay. I'm gonna sound like the people from Pawn Shop. Best I can do is trade paperback.
I'll put her in trade paper.
Okay.
I would go deluxe with Rain, but I'm okay with that. That's not the hill I'm dying on. I'm
Right,
saving the
right.
hill to die
There will
on.
be some that we probably have to die on, but not that. Not today. Not that one. Who
Is
is this?
Livewire on
What
here?
is this?
Oh, that's a good question. That picture just what?
He looks like a knight. I don't understand who this is supposed to be.
I don't. I need new glasses for one thing.
Let's see, I have the villain Arrowverse thing pulled up. Let me see if I can figure this out. Let's do
Well,
Arrowverse villain with
while
sword.
you're while you're trying to figure that out, what about Emiko?
Oh, this is Raish. Okay, that's who it is.
Oh,
It's
that's
just very
Raish.
bad lighting. Very bad
Yeah, very
lighting.
bad writing. God.
Oh,
Well, this
who'd you say?
Emiko. What about Emiko?
Who?
Emiko Queen,
Oh, okay.
his sister, kind of.
Yeah, where is she at? Right
Is
here.
down here. The right. Yeah,
Oh, I did not like that storyline at all.
I did
So
not like her either.
I could put canceled.
I can put canceled too. The only reason I would even think about single issue is they kind of made her way more important to the story than she should have been.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool. Cancel. That's our first cancel. Like it. Um,
I
let's
totally
see.
forgot about her too. So when you're saying that, I'm like, oh, geez, yeah, that's all right.
All right, so Ra's al Ghul is tough because Ra's al Ghul himself is a top tier
Yeah,
DC
but
character.
Arrowverse Frey Shuggle.
I can't go higher than trade paperback.
Yeah, I could go single issue on him.
Let's go single issue on it. That was not Ra's al Ghul the way Ra's al
It
Ghul
was
was
not a
supposed to
good
be done.
storyline.
It was bad. Um, in comparison to what we've got and everything else with Ra's al Ghul, that was not good. Let's see. What about Mullis? Was it
Oh,
Malice or Mullis?
yeah, is that this one right here?
I think so.
Yeah. Jeez. It's, he wasn't very memorable to me. I would go cancel or single issue.
I'm gonna put him single issue.
Okay.
And the reason is because he was a big bad for a season. The joke of how you pronounce his name was funny. And he really had some interesting moments where he got in Sarah's head. There's too much there to cancel him, but yeah, it wasn't the best.
Should we have it canceled or should we change that to one shot?
Ooh, I like one shot. Sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do
change
it.
that to one shot.
It
Because
sticks with
that
the
kind of,
theme. Yeah,
yeah.
like we only want to see them in one issue. All right.
Actually,
So
you know what? Put Mollis in one shot.
all right, there we go. We'll
Yeah,
do that. It sounds better now
yeah.
than canceled. I think we're good.
That it really does change the way I think about it.
Okay. How about Ben Lockwood from Supergirl season 4? I really like Ben Lockwood. The
He
villain.
was surprisingly good. He was the Agents of Liberty guy, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I he was surprisingly really good. I like the fact that it was politically charged and
Mm-hmm.
it
Relevant.
seemed relevant. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go. Is Deluxe too high for him?
I don't think it is.
I go Deluxe with him because
I know
let's be honest.
people will probably say we're
All right,
wrong on that, but
he made the show more interesting.
and what I'll say is it doesn't mean we agree with his stuff.
No, absolutely
We're
not.
just ranking these people, all right, guys?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We do not agree with him at
But
all.
I just thought also the way that they produced those, it was
Look,
such a good arc.
yeah, ranking villains is not endorsing villains. No one's
Yes,
saying
yeah.
anyone should be like Eobard Paul.
Yeah, nobody's saying go back in time and kill your worst enemy's parents. All right, that is not what we're saying. All right,
Yeah, don't be fueled by hate. But if you're going to make a character that is fueled by hate,
we
there
love
you go.
it.
Yeah.
All right, how about Vandal Savage?
Oh, the big bad of season one. Actually,
And
my what?
also the crossover in
Uh,
season 2 of
yeah,
Flash.
and I will also say one of my favorite moments is when he's playing Jenga in Hell. Um, just a funny ass moment. I'm gonna go Deluxe for Vandal Savage.
I totally agree with that. Like I said, I'm a bigger fan of season 1 of Legends than
I
most.
actually I like season one. I honestly, if you took Hawk Bro out of the whole thing, you
Hmm.
took Hawkman out of it, and you made it a little less dramatic in certain moments and leaned more into what they went to, I think I would have liked season one more. I kind of want to rewatch it now
Yeah,
because I've started rewatching like episodes that I remembered, but I might have to just do a total rewatch.
yeah,
There's so much I'm supposed to be watching though, so it's getting a little difficult to just say, "Hey, I'm going to go watch Legends." Then your list piles up, and you're like,
yeah, yep. All right. Jeez, who did he play in Arrow?
"Oh, that's an interesting question.
This is Michael Emerson from Lost, but I can't. Let
I
me
can't
find his
place
name
him.
again. It was in the season with It was in the season with Ricardo Diaz. He was like um the first villain of that.
I remember him. He's an actor that I very much like.
Yeah, I mean he's great in Lost. Lost is my favorite, one of my favorite shows of all time, and he's just not.
Yeah,
Caden James. Caden James.
he's a very memorable actor.
Yeah,
Uh,
I just don't think his character is great.
I'm gonna put him one
To
shot.
to no fault of him,
Yeah, one
it is
shot.
just. But I'll put him above Malice.
All right, so let's go with Vigilante.
Oh yeah, where is he at on here? Is this him here?
No, Vigilante is, or is that
Over here, right?
Prometheus? So he
That
should
might be
be the second
Prometheus.
row. Yeah, that's Prometheus. Oh God, is
This one
Vigilante?
is the SS Arrow, I think,
Oh, okay. I thought that was
because it's right next
Vigilante.
to SS Supergirl.
Okay. Well, where would you put them? While we're there, the Nazi,
Just
Supergirl, and Oliver.
single issue maybe.
You,
I
you know
wasn't
what?
big on that. I was not big on
Hey,
that Earth of Nazi
hey, I
stuff.
don't mean to make this explicit, but fuck Nazis. Put them in the one shot.
Yeah, all right, I'll do that. No problem.
That's fair. Um, Look, I liked the crossover, but there were parts of it that made my stomach sick.
Yeah, it was just like a. I get that that's also a thing in the comic too. I think is like Earth X, but it
Right.
just was. I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it. The crossover was fine, but it's like I I realized, and we just talked about this in the Arrowverse update when it was Robot Legends. My least favorite thing is when it's a duplicate of the character we already know.
Yeah.
Except for Savitar, that works for me for some
No,
reason.
but
But
see,
it's
that's a time remnant, so it's a little different.
yes, yeah,
It's a time remnant who has his own identity almost. So, yeah, it's a jealous time remnant.
yeah.
Savitar works. Um, let's see here.
Well, how about the monitor and anti-monitor?
I will put the monitor in deluxe. I thought he carried some gravitas. Actually, he kind of, for whatever reason, reminds me of Barack Obama. It might be the ears, actually. He has a very deep voice.
Similar smile, I would say, or
Yeah.
teeth. Yeah.
And the anti-monitor, I will put in trade paperback.
Okay.
There was a clear. I think the monitor we were with longer. The anti-monitor looked a little stupid, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yep. I would agree with that.
All right. While we're on Infinite Crisis on Infinite Earths, how about John Cryer, Lex Luthor?
I could probably go as high as deluxe, but I don't know how
I
you.
will go deluxe. I
Let's
thought he
go
was a
deluxe.
great Lex Luthor. I thought
I think
he
so
was
too.
a. I I think he was a great Lex Luthor, and I think he made Crisis on Infinite Earths better.
Yes.
And the fact that I was surprised at how good he was at Lex Luthor speaks volumes.
Oh boy. How about Bishop?
Yeah, Bishop is one of those. I couldn't tell if I liked him, hated him, loved him.
I like the
Tim,
actor.
he is a very talented actor. I'm gonna go trade paperback at best for Bishop.
I can do that.
I'm tempted to put him in deluxe. I just can't.
No, yeah, I
He's
think
too annoying.
yeah.
He's too annoying. Let's see here.
How about Thinker?
I
This is
like season
somebody.
4 a lot.
This is somebody that was always a step ahead of Barry.
I will go no lower than absolute.
Okay, let's put him in absolute.
Dude, when that scene where he finally gets Ralph
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
broke me. I I don't think I think it's the only scene in The Flash that got me crying. It broke me, man. By the way, screw the Flash showrunner for saying, "Hey, let's get Ralph Dibny out of here." That character was
Mm.
so important to the show. Yeah. If I had it my way, we'd never lost Cisco. We'd have never lost Ralph.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Oh, is this? Oh, this is Evil Gideon here. Where do
ooh,
we put
evil
Evil
Gideon,
Gideon?
Terminator Gideon. I could go. We don't. I could go deluxe, but we didn't get enough of her to be deluxe. But I could go deluxe for how good it was.
All right,
The
let's put
actress,
deluxe.
by the way, is fantastic.
She
Gideon. I'm
is.
so
Yeah.
glad they got her in the physical
In the
form.
physical form. Yeah.
Yeah, because they did that with the Legends of Tomorrow. Oh, you know
Yes.
what I'm
Yep.
trying to say. Oh, that was cool. All right, Legends of Tomorrow Meow, I think is what it was called.
Yes. You're right. You're right.
It's hard to say.
Uh,
Wait a second. Do they have Trigon there? That's the Titans villain.
do they? Where are that? Where at?
In this second row.
Oh,
Uh,
right here, right?
yeah, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
Titans villain.
that's what I thought. Okay.
Okay, so we don't have to worry
Ignore
about
that.
him. All right. Because I was just like, wait a second, why is Trigon there?
How about Banshee, right?
Yeah, she was good. I'll go single issue for her because I don't think she did that much.
Yep, I'll do that.
I like no problem with her. I liked seeing her.
Yeah,
Let's
what is
see.
this thing?
Is that supposed to be a Metallo kind of thing?
I don't know.
It looks like Metallo, but I
Is that what
like a
Metallo looks
woman
like in
Metallo.
Supergirl?
Maybe.
We'll skip that.
But
We're not going to
yeah,
rank
well,
all these. I think some of these I can't even tell who they are. Who are these three people?
it's an excellent question.
So skip those.
Yeah,
Um. Okay. So where do we want to put?
Captain Cold.
Is he on here?
Yeah, he's in the top thing, very first one.
No, this is the That's
Oh shoot! I
yeah,
need
it's
new
Merlin,
glasses.
right?
Yeah, that's Merlin.
Where do we want to put Merlin at?
If you want to put him in Omnibus tier, I will allow.
I don't think I can when I look at the absolute people here. So I feel like it'd either have to be absolute or deluxe.
I think Zoom has a better argument than Absolute or Deluxe. I'm fine either way.
I'll go a step down. These villains are so strong. I cannot
Yeah,
put him up there with them.
I agree. I 100% agree.
What is this? Is this something I'm missing here?
That is a Doom Patrol villain.
Oh, okay. So another one we can skip.
Yeah, we can skip that.
What about
And then
Alice from Batwoman? You didn't see Batwoman, right?
I watched the first
Oh, that's right.
season and a half, and
So where do we put Alice at?
I stopped halfway through season two. It lost my interest. And I really liked Alice. I
I
could
liked
put
her
her at.
too.
I think the actress is fantastic, and I think Ruby Rose couldn't act to save her life, so she kind of carried the show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I put her in deluxe or trade paperback.
All right, yeah.
I
Let's
think
go ahead.
anything else would be disrespectful. I
We'll
honestly
put her at
think.
trade.
Okay, I honestly think that Batwoman could have been a much better show than it was. It had things that worked for it.
Absolutely.
I was excited about it for a while, and it didn't keep me.
All
It
right,
was at
Captain
that point of the
Boomerang.
Arrowverse, yeah.
Where do we put Captain Boomerang?
Ah, blimey. He's too important of a villain to put low.
Is he? He was in like 2 episodes.
You know what? I'm the comic book fan in me is let's put him in one shot.
Yeah.
Uh,
I wish they would have brought him back because he is such a big villain, but
he's such an important character. It's hard to put an important character that low, but you aren't wrong. What about Speed Force Dora?
yeah, where is that at?
She's
That's
down
right
here
here,
on the
right?
bottom. No, I thought that was down the bottom.
Then what's this?
Oh, that is Speed Force Nora.
Yeah.
Do they have two Noras?
Well, this I thought was the is this the forces as a whole? Okay, we'll skip one of these. Let's
All
just
right.
do this one, right? This one looks
Yeah.
like Nora. It has all the
Yeah.
different
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
I would go single issue. I wasn't crazy.
single issue. Yeah. I actually, every time she came on at a certain point, I was like, this actress has nothing better to do.
Yeah, it's a shame because I
I
used to
felt
like
bad for
seeing
the
her all the
actress.
time.
I felt bad for the actress that she was still available.
All right, how about this guy? This is Diggle's kid, right?
Oh God, I hated that.
Me too. I would go
I
one
hated
shot
that.
this.
Just one shot that to death. Hated it. Hated. Diggle's Diggle is my favorite Arrow character. To do his kid dirty like that,
Yep, yep.
unforgivable. Arrow, I swear, is a show that does not care about the fans.
Nope.
They killed Laurel off randomly, and then they do that to Diggle's kid. I don't care about the fans, but they definitely care about Olicity. Uh, we won't go into that. Let's see. What about John Deegan?
Where is he?
He's the black suit Superman.
Oh yeah, that's right. Um,
I could go single issue or one shot. It's memorable, but the
yeah,
crossover wasn't good because of him. If it wasn't Tyler Hoechlin, I wouldn't even like it.
yeah, probably the same.
Yeah.
Um, okay, how about
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren here? Konstantin Kovar,
Uh, Arrowverse.
a Russian.
I
Uh,
can't go deluxe.
well, I wasn't even close to deluxe. Do we want to go
Single issue.
single issue? I feel like he's 6 episodes. He's not too memorable, and
But he was intimidating.
yeah, I don't know. I did not like much of the Russia stuff of
Yeah,
Arrow.
well, honestly, if he keeps running his mouth about wanting another cut of Aquaman of the Lost Kingdom, I might just put him to one shot. I don't need another cut of that movie. I really don't.
Who is this? Is she from Arrowverse?
Holy crap! I am drawing a blank on that one.
Some of these are not. They're like some of these are just not.
Right.
How about Dion? This is Dion, right?
Yeah, Dion.
Where would we put
Uh,
Dion?
well, Dion was helping Iris with her time sickness too, so that
Yeah,
one's a little
that's his
interesting.
current role that I'm in right now.
Yeah,
But he was a villain for a little bit.
and he kind of is a villain. I wasn't a huge fan.
Me neither.
I single issue or one shot, depending on what you want.
I'll go single issue.
Okay.
All right. So who was this guy again? He's the one from the musical episode. What was his name?
Music Meister. Put a little
That's right.
love in your
Music
heart.
Meister. Where are we putting Music Meister?
We're putting a little love in his heart. Um, I could go single issue or trade. I can't go one shot, and I
All right,
don't think I
single
could go
issue.
deluxe. I do love the musical
I
episode.
like the musical issue. I think he is not the best
Yeah,
part of it at all.
no,
So
he's not. Honestly, John Barrowman is the best part.
yes, yeah.
John Barrowman and Joe, the actor who does Joe West, they were incredible in that.
Mm-hmm.
Kara can sing too. I also like the line about "I'll be your super friend. I'll be there in a flash," and then she goes Barry.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
is pretty funny.
So
It's so tongue in cheek.
this has
We
got
have
to be Vigilante, right?
yeah, that's got to be Vigilante.
Or Prometheus. I mean, it's just not. It's not Merlin. So it's
Right.
whatever. It kind of got confusing at a time here
Well,
what they
they
were doing.
switched Adrian Chase from Vigilante to Prometheus,
Yes.
so
So
that was their.
is that who we're looking at now, or are we looking at Vigilante?
All right, I'm confused. We'll have to defend it when we put the list. Where do you put Adrian Chase? Because I put him in deluxe.
I can do that.
Season 5 of Arrow was fantastic.
It was all right. I did like him as a villain, but
He broke Oliver. He was the best cliffhanger of an Arrowverse show that meant absolutely nothing in season 6, but it was a great cliffhanger before
so
we knew what happened.
who else do we have here? Who's this redhead? Is she from another
Is
show?
is that a Batwoman character? Because I thought that was Nora for a second.
It might be a Batwoman character. Who's this?
I have no clue.
Some of these are not Arrowverse.
Obviously, you have Mixie, or Nixie, or whatever her name was, the fifth dimensional imp from Supergirl. Not Mixpitlick, but the other one.
Yeah, where's she at?
She's below Lena.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She's a one shot for me.
Yes.
Very much one shot. I guess if we're gonna put Lena, you got to put her deluxe. She's she's just a character that
Yeah, I agree with that.
if you're gonna put her on the villain list, she's got to be deluxe. Oh my goodness, this is interesting.
Um,
I didn't watch much of Black Lightning. Was Tobias? You can put him where you want to put him.
I'll put him here.
Okay.
There's times he was great. There's times he was like Not
I've
great.
seen some of it. Let's see.
Is this
Where's
Wayne Brady?
Bloodwork? What?
Is this Wayne Brady?
Maybe,
Is
but
he in the show? What show
I
was
don't
he in?
think Wayne Brady. I don't think he was it. I think I would remember him as a villain. Great actor. Where's Bloodwork? I don't see Bloodwork.
Hold on, let me just double check and make sure if this is
And then we have the Daxamite Queen up there, Terry Hatcher. Let's
he was in
see.
Black Lightning, that's right.
Okay.
Gravedigger. I'll just put him here. He's fine. Bloodwork. That's it here, right? I was trying to figure out who that was. He
Oh,
looks
that is
gross.
Bloodwork. Yeah, I like Bloodwork. If you didn't like him, I get it.
Okay, so trade.
Yeah, trade. My mom hated Bloodwork. I know that. I liked it though.
He's okay. Okay, yeah. So where Terry Hatcher, right? Where'd she go?
Who? Who'd you say?
Terry Hatcher.
Oh yeah. Singular trade. That was a very Monel matters more than she does.
Mm-hmm.
She's important, but honestly, could have been better. I'm surprised they got Terry Hatcher for an Arrowverse show, to be honest with you.
I'm not. She's in Smallville too. I mean, the super. All they have to do is say, "Hey, we're doing a Superman connected thing," and she usually will show up.
There you go. Fair enough. She did. She was a very good Lois Lane.
Yeah, especially it's like just a few episodes. Probably not much to
Yeah,
do.
she was a very good Lois Lane.
All right, Lena's mom, right? The
Lillian
yeah,
Luther.
Lillian Luther.
Honestly, she was pretty good. She was sinister. She was believable. I don't know that I could put her in deluxe though.
Yeah, it's got to be trade, right?
Yeah, trade.
All right. So this is the guy from Arrow season like 4 or something, right? It captures Constantine and stuff, and they have this whole thing
Oh
going.
yeah. Um,
Where do we put him?
let's put him in single issue.
Okay.
Nothing offensive, nothing bad,
Yeah.
just nothing that memorable. Um,
And this is the guy that left. This is the guy that runs. What's his name? He's the one that has Sarah on his ship, and he is the one outside the island.
oh, he was pretty
Arrow.
good, but I forgot about him, so that's not helpful for his cause here.
Single issue.
Yeah, I liked him. Like a lot
Now
of single issue is I like you, but you're not that important.
you're not memorable or important. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Single
what it
issue
comes
isn't
down
always an
to
insult.
here is there any of these that you really want to put up here? And then do we want to add like Captain Cold and Heat Wave and anybody that's not in here?
Tobias Church should be in there. Oh, that's a Superman villain too. He was an Arrow villain too. But I think that's a picture of a Superman.
That is the Superman to
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So no, he was an Arrow villain. That
Yeah.
let's see.
Because I'm probably good leaving these.
Yeah,
I know this is supposed to be what Sam Lane maybe over here, but
that's
he was,
Sam Lane.
I guess, right? He wasn't he the villain in
Uh,
Supergirl at one point?
yeah, he was.
But I'm not putting him up there.
Yeah, most of these aren't even. Oh, you got Black Mask there from Batwoman.
And I haven't gotten to that part, I don't think,
Yeah,
right?
I never saw him, so I don't really care.
So we're not gonna put him up there. Okay.
Oh,
So
that we got the Mirror Woman. We got the Mirror Woman down there.
where?
Mirror Mistress down there. Second to last row. Third one, fourth one next to the Fate.
Oh, right here. I was
Yeah,
trying to figure out who this was. Okay. Yes, that is Mirror Monarch.
Mirror Monarch. That's what she was. Um,
That's a single issue, right?
Yes. I really hated that storyline. I really actually really hated Iris being stuck in the damn mirror that long. Let's see here. You know, there's some ones I would think should be on this list that aren't here. Where's Mob Rule? That was that's a one shot, I guess, anyway. But uh,
Yeah, I don't know.
the Mist was pretty good for the Flash. There's some good villains not on here.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it.
You don't have to add a bunch to it.
Yeah,
What about the guy from Arrow on the island? The top one there. I forget his name.
Which one?
The first one on the whole thing.
This guy? I don't even
Yeah.
remember him. Who was
He
he?
was the guy on season 1 of Arrow. He was the guy who was trying to blow up the thing
Oh,
for
I don't know. Single issue trade
yeah,
paperback.
single issue, yeah.
Okay.
I
All right. So
like Arrow season 1.
I added Captain Cold and Heatwave. Where are we putting them?
Uh God, Captain Cold and Heatwave are complicated because of Flash villains overall. They're freaking omnibus, but in the show, they went
They
to
were in
Legends too
quite a
quickly.
few times before they leave for Legends.
They
They were
oh,
like the recurring villains for quite
right.
a while.
There was a really damn good episode where they go to this car place and they don't steal anything. There's a trap for the Flash. He doesn't show up,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a very memorable episode. And then they have to like cross the streams. It's like the Ghostbuster reference. I really like that episode. I You could go deluxe. It's complicated though because the show versus comics is a very different conversation.
I loved any time they showed up, so it was
Yeah. Honestly, if I could change one thing, I would have just kept McRory as a villain of the Flash instead of going to
recurring
Legends.
villain. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because McRory without Start would have been just a deranged like maniac,
Yeah.
and it you know all right.
Any other villains that didn't show up on here that were big deals that we didn't?
I feel like we're gonna feel like we forgot somebody.
You know what? Let me just scroll through the wiki real quick that I have
Okay,
here of
fair
villains,
enough.
just to make sure that there isn't anybody that I'm like, oh, we need to put this person on here. Um, do do do. I'm at C, so still scrolling. I don't know. Probably not. Um,
I feel like we got the core ones. Like if someone put it to you this way, leave it to the audience. Audience, did we forget anybody? Is there anybody that we admitted that just ruined the whole thing for you? Let us know. Please leave a 5-star review if you dug what we gave to you. Um, we kind of do the show for ourselves and our entertainment, to be honest with you. But the fact if we have one person listening, it's worth it. So, yeah, tell us what you think. Yeah, 5-star reviews. We'll read them aloud.
yeah. And even if you did not like the show, please rate us 5 stars and tell us
Yeah,
why.
yeah, yeah, sure.
um, all right, we'll wrap it up. I think we're good here. So let me go ahead and let me maybe
So
unzoom it.
Thawne stayed in the only one in omnibus level. I like
Yes.
that. I think
Yeah.
there was a clear distinction between him and everybody else,
Yes, I agree with that. And then
especially because he was in Legends of the Legion of Doom and he was in the crossovers.
yes.
So
Yep. He interacted with most characters in the Arrowverse.
right.
And he's the big bad of Barry's life. I think that definitely deserves being up there. And then, I think it definitely shows which show we favor, right? Because look
Let's
at
be honest. In our opinion, it
Absolute
was the Flash
Edition.
first. Yeah. In our opinion, this is the Flash first. The first 5 seasons of
Hmm.
Flash were fantastic television. I don't care what anybody says. And I love the Flash. And Arrow was hit or miss. Legends was steady, but no, not everybody's cup of tea. It was our cup of tea. Supergirl was hit or miss. You know, it is what it is. I think we did a good job with this. I don't think any of our answers are so out of line with what people would say. I mean, I guess we left off the Fates, but who cares?
Yeah, let me see if this has a view it a little easier here. There we
There
go.
you go.
There you go. That's our tier list here. Yeah. Only 4 in the Absolute Edition, 1 in the Omnibus, and then the rest are going to fall between Deluxe and One Shot. With most ending up in single issue, which is second to last in our rankings. So they're okay. They're not great. They're not even middle of the road. Really, middle of the road is that trade paperback
Yeah,
uh, line there. But yeah, no, I think this is a great tier list here.
I don't feel bad about it.
No, me neither. I think when you
Yeah,
look at those
yeah,
Omnibus and Absolute, you're like nailed it. And I even think Deluxe is like a strong list. You're like nailed it.
yeah. The only thing I could say about uh, I could see some people finding us on the deluxe level, but
Hmm.
and maybe that someone would have like a Damien Dark in the deluxe. Um, but from this is based off of our enjoyment of the show and the characters.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was also consensus too. I don't think it would be much different if we did it individually.
I agree.
I I think it was pretty easy to do the consensus, which is actually kind of tells you
Surprising.
everything. Yeah. Well, it's funny because I joked before the show that Damien Dark was going to split the whole thing up. But no, I really liked him on Legends, but I like objectively, Arrow was just horrible. I,
Hmm.
I just did not like what he did on Arrow. The force choking Oliver Queen every episode is like,
Oh yeah, it's
okay,
like okay,
we
we
get
get it.
it. You're kind of Darth Vader-ish. It's like Darth Vader met like a knockoff version of Harry Potter. It's like a knockoff of everything. It was like there's no one thing about him that was unique. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is our tier list of Arrowverse villains. I did find one that is a tier list of like seasons and stuff. So once I'm
Ooh,
done, we can
yes,
do that,
love that
and
idea.
that should be a lot of fun.
Nice.
I think that'd be great. Um, yeah, no. So I think we'll do a few of these every so often. I think
Cool.
that's going to happen. Um,
This was a lot of fun tonight. This
it
was
was.
a refreshing episode of Elseworlds. Not that we don't have fun on a regular basis. Like I love doing the show, but like we had a weird stretch where we didn't have that much show, and like this is like, oh God, I missed this. I needed this. This is great.
It was chill too. It was a
Yeah, it was.
chill.
Well, that's kind of the log jam thing. Like we're a
Yeah.
chill podcast thing. We're not the we're not going on here before the show and going, okay, now you say this polarizing thing, and you
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
this polarizing thing, and that'll make great clicks. No, we don't do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, this is part of Logjam Media, which we'll be doing some more stuff on. We created a new YouTube just for Logjam as well, which will be stuff that doesn't fit with Elseworlds to the Infinity Saga and Beyond and Pod Awakens. It'll be its own thing that anything we want to talk about. We're talking about maybe doing House of the Dragon. I know that Ron wants to cover Walking Dead over there. Um, we can talk Harry Potter, anything like that we can be putting over there.
There are no limits. Anything you can think of, you
Yeah.
can put on there.
Otherwise, over onto the Infinity Saga and Beyond, we have talked Echo, me and Ron. That's our last episode over there. We are prepping for a fun what if episode for Pod Awakens, just like and we're supposed to be getting Tommy Bechtold, who did the Avengers draft, to come on, but that's all tentative. We're trying to get that out for Star Wars Podcast Day, which is February 7th. But it's already near the end of January, so I'm hoping we get that in by then. If not, we will still release something for Star Wars Podcast Day, because Logan and I are still going through and doing the chronological Clone Wars watching. So if you're a Clone Wars fan, or if you've always wanted to watch Clone Wars in order and didn't know how, you can follow us over on the Pod Awakens for that. Over on Films for the Very First Time, this Saturday, I'm actually recording an episode that takes place, that'll be releasing later, but it's going to be The Suicide Squad, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, because my friend Casey's never seen it. So I picked that as one of the movies, and I'm going to put that on this feed at some point. But what that podcast is just a podcast where me and my friend Casey alternate giving movies to each other that the other one hasn't seen. And the last one that we have released was Ferris Bueller, which my friend Casey had never seen Ferris Bueller, so
Bueller.
We discussed that.
Bueller.
But I think that's all of my plugs for today. This podcast at elseworldsdcfan for all platforms that we're on: Threads, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, email elseworldsdcfan@gmail.com. Yeah. I can't wait to we're back to the bi-weekly schedule. We will figure out what the next topic's going to be, because we're going to be entering February. So we'll have some sort of fun thing with that, and also keep an eye out for that comic book couples draft that we're going to be doing. Anything else, Chris, before we head out?
Bear with me. Just one important word. Very important word that most people who listen to this probably don't care about. Go Ravens.
Yes, so we are all Raven fans here. Well, you, me, and Ron are, and we are all hoping that they beat the Kansas City Chiefs and end Taylor Swift's Eras tour in Baltimore.
We got this.
That wraps us up here. Thank you all for watching and listening along with us. Send us your tier list of villains if you disagree with any of these, or if you think we left out anybody. Let us know. Have a great rest of your week. We'll catch you next time.